Hello you guys, so today we're going to be making pizza. This video was requested so many times on my channel, guys, so it's time I show you how to make authentic Italian pizza. Now, before we do get started, I do want to say a couple things. The first thing I want to say is that no, this unfortunately is not wood oven pizza. I wish it was. I mean, I don't have a wood oven. If you do, you're really lucky and that's really awesome, but let's face it, who has a wood oven in their house? That is why actually a lot of Italians choose to go out for pizza rather than to make it at home. That being said, this recipe is still delicious and it does come very close taste-wise and texture-wise to wood oven pizza. Another thing I want to specify, and I'm only saying this just because I've been getting comments regarding this, I am Italian, guys. Just because I don't have an accent when I speak English does not mean I'm American. I was fortunate enough to study in America. That is why I do not have an American Italian accent, ok? Quindi sì, sono italiana al 100%, sono di Roma, sicuramente si sente dall'accento e ci tengo a specificarlo perché molta gente pensa che io sia americana. Detto ciò, se volete imparare a fare la pizza fatta in casa, ovviamente non è pizza fatta nel forno a legna, però è comunque buonissima, potete continuare a guardare il video. That being said, let's get started and let's make this. Okay, you guys, the pizza dough itself is quite easy to make. I do make my dough a day in advance and let it rise for 24 hours. So it just gives the fermentation process time to develop. Your pizza will have a much better texture, a much better crust, and it will be easier to digest. So all I'm doing is mixing my warm water with my yeast, and once it has dissolved, you can go ahead and add your olive oil. Give that a quick mix, and then you can go ahead and add that to your mixing bowl along with your flour. I'm adding a little bit at a time just so I don't make a mess, but of course you can add it all at once. By the way, you don't need a mixer to make pizza, guys. You can do this by hand. Add your salt. You always want to add it afterwards while it's mixing, or it can interfere with the yeast. You're going to knead this for about 5 minutes. If you're doing this by hand, it could take up to 10 minutes. Your dough should be sticky. It's perfectly normal. You're going to transfer this into a greased bowl, cover it with plastic wrap, and let it rise for 3 hours. So after 3 hours, it should have tripled in size. This is what it should look like. You're going to flour your work area, transfer your dough. You don't need to knead this. You just want to gather your dough and form a ball. You're going to cut your dough into 4 portions. With this recipe I'm giving you, you should be able to get about 4 decent-sized pizzas or 3 bigger ones. It just depends. It's up to you how big you want your pizzas, how many you are. You're going to take one of your doughs, get rid of the flour. It's just easier to form a ball when your dough is tacky. And again, as I said, you're going to shape this into a ball. I do like to pinch the bottom and then I just press and roll the pizza. You're going to do that to all 4, and you're going to put these in 2 floured baking sheets. I'm just going to show you 2 for now, but obviously you're going to do this for all 4 pizzas. Leave some room between one and another, and you're going to cover these gently with a few layers of plastic wrap because we are putting these into the fridge, so you need to cover them very well because these can dry out. So as I said, you're going to put them into the fridge and let them rise for 24 hours. Okay, so fast forward to the day after. I do not have a pizza stone, guys. If you have a pizza stone, wonderful, use that. But if you don't, I'm going to show you how easy it is to make your pizza using a baking sheet or a cast iron skillet, even better. You're just going to put that into a preheated oven at 250 degrees Celsius for about 20 30 minutes, it just needs to get really hot. So back to the pizza. After 24 hours, it should have spread out and risen beautifully. You're going to take some semolina. I think that's what it's called in English. I'm not sure. If you don't have semolina, it's fine. You can use flour. However, the semolina does give your pizza better crust. So anyway, you're just gonna flour your work area. You're going to take one of your pizzas and spread it out. Do not use a rolling pin, guys. And I will say this again, do not use a rolling pin, okay? We waited 24 hours for those beautiful air pockets to form, so why would you destroy them with a rolling pin? So do not use a rolling pin, okay? If you want a finer pizza, just take your time with your hands and spread it out as fine as you can. You're going to take your baking sheet out of the oven and put it over low heat. Now, if you're using a cast iron skillet or a pizza stone, obviously you're going to skip this step. However, since I am using a simple baking sheet to prevent the temperature from dropping, I am going to put it over a flame. All I did was just slide my pizza on there, and the first pizza we're going to be making is called Pizza Bianca. It's really popular here in Rome. It's just olive oil, some rosemary if you want, however, I do recommend it, and some salt. It's a great rustic pizza to accompany your meal, so I do suggest you try it sometime. So once the bottom has started to cook, you're going to pop this into the oven, which should still be on at 250 degrees Celsius, for about 10-15 minutes. It just depends on your oven, so after 10 minutes, check it. The other pizza we're going to be making is Margherita pizza, also really popular here in Rome. It's the same steps. You're going to slide your pizza onto your baking sheet and add your tomato sauce and your mozzarella. Now, some Italians do not cook their sauce. They just add straight up raw tomato sauce to their pizza. If you want, you can do it that way. I like to cook mine for about 5 minutes. It just gives it a better flavor. And all I add to my tomato sauce is just some basil, olive oil, some salt, and pepper. That's it. I'm using good quality dry mozzarella. You can use fresh mozzarella, just be sure to squeeze out all the water. Again, this is going to go into the oven at 250 degrees Celsius for about 10-15 minutes. Margherita isn't complete without fresh basil, so don't skip that. So these are the 2 delicious pizzas we've made today. I really want to show you guys the most popular and the most authentic Italian pizzas, I'd say. But of course, you're free to add whatever toppings you like. This is what I was talking about. You see those air pockets? That's perfect. That's how it should be. You can add some prosciutto. That's an excellent way to eat this pizza. Also with cheese and wine, it's just great. However, Margherita pizza is hands down my favorite pizza. It's really simple, but it's got those typical, comforting, and just genuine Italian flavors. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope you guys make this pizza. If you do, I would love to see a picture. You can send it to me on my social media accounts, so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you want. Yeah, if you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up for me. Please share it. It does help me out so much, guys. And please subscribe if you aren't. I publish a new video every Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Friday. Bye!